What's up, guys? Another episode of Cooking with Volk, and I've had a lot of people hitting me up saying I want you to do a ramen, your own style on a ramen. I'm like, you know what, that'll be a good idea, because there's a lot of people in college, uni, that want a nice, quick and easy meal to cook, cheap and just easy to make. But I've got a good one for you. It's nice, easy ramen, packeted ramen that you can get from any grocery store, nice and easy. But to pimp it up, just in case you want to impress a girl in college or whatever it is, we're going to do something. We're going to add a little something that I think will give it a little bit of magic that you want to give on a date or whatever. Or if you just want to pimp out your ramen, we're going to go with a steak, a nice steak. You know I love my steak, so if we're going to do a Volk's edition of a ramen, we're going to chuck a steak in there. You know I love my barbecue. You know I love my steak, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to cook this steak perfect, and that's going to be our protein in our ramen. The beauty of the ramen, you can cook everything so quick. A lot of the ingredients are going to be pretty much raw anyway, besides your steak. So what we want to do, you know how I like to cook my steak? I like to have them cooked, and then we like to let them rest anyway. So we get to let it rest. Again, I'm very picky with how I do my steaks. Obviously, I like to have it room temperature. If you want to do that, yeah, good. But like I said, I want it quick and easy. I want you to have time. The beauty of this steak, we can cook this rare, obviously rare, because we're going to be chucking it in the ramen soup, where it's going to sort of slowly cook there. Straight out the fridge, we can get away with it. So what we're going to do, we're going to season this like I always do. Oil, salt and pepper. That's how I like to season my steak. I'm going to do the same. So let's do that. A little bit of oil, nice and easy. However, chuck it on there. You can be generous with the salt and pepper. Remember, a lot of that comes off, as I always say. I love my pepper too. Ooh. Okay. Now, we're ready to chuck that on the barbecue. Alright, like I said, have the barbecue nice and hot. With this one, if you can get this hot enough, your grill. My barbecue, I don't feel like it gets it hot enough, so I'm going to use the plate anyway, because I want to get a nice solid sear on it. That's going to be perfect. So get it, that's what you want to hear, right? Remember, we want this pretty raw as well, so I'm going to get a nice sear and then flip it over. Maybe even 1 minute you could do each side. Again, it's totally up to you if you really don't want it and you want to cook it medium or however. But if you have this reasonably rare, when we do obviously the hot soup, we're going to pour it over, mix it all through. It's going to stay nice and warm and slowly cook it, and you're going to be laughing. It's sort of like almost a Vietnamese pho sort of vibes as well, when you get the rare beef in the pho and then use it, obviously mix it in with the broth, and it just heats it right up. So you're going to get a sort of similar vibe. So I'm going to slice this up nice and thin, so it will cook. The water, the broth is still going to cook it. So that's going to be enough for me. I'm happy with that. Good perfect sear, just like that. And now I'll do the other side. The beauty of having a Scotch fillet, this outside, probably the best part of a steak, is this outside. It's nice and tender, there's more fat, so a lot more tender. But I want to use this sort of inside piece of the steak just here, where it's going to cut up fine. It's going to be nicer in the actual soup. That's it, that'll do. All I do to keep that warm is my little trick. Alright, so with this certain packet, you're just going to add like 2.5 cups of water with the mixtures in it. So it's going to ask for like the vegetable mix. Chuck that in. When it comes to a boil, chuck the noodles in, and then chuck the actual soup mix in. And look, it's only going to take about probably 6-7 minutes of cooking, 4 minutes of cooking the actual noodle. Chopping up the pieces while that's boiling. We chuck it all together with the steak and we're done. That's how easy this is, quick and easy like I told you for home. So let's start getting that done. So before it boils, we're going to chuck this vegetable mix in there. We've got some of our own vegetables in there, but again, this is totally up to you guys how you want to cook it. If you're just happy with this vegetable mix and just literally the steak, well, up to you. But I'm going to add a couple. You got some chilies, you got all that in there, so you can add whatever you want. We do want to do the egg as well, so that's something that I forgot to mention. So we are going to do an egg as we're boiling this. So soft-boiled egg, we're going to cook this for 6 minutes. Get it cold straight away, because we still want it runny. I want to chuck that in runny as well. Again, it's going to sort of cook more in the actual ramen anyway. So we're going to do that. They should do it around the same time. I'm going to chuck it in nice water as soon as that 6 minutes is up, so it can stay sort of soft in there. And then we'll chop that up, and that's going to go into the ramen right at the end. Looks good with the steak. And looks good with the ramen, of course. So while everything's boiling, I'm just going to do some of the veggies that I want to add. So I'm going to add a little bit of carrot. Again, that vegetable mix is already got some of this sort of stuff. So again, I just wanted to make it easy for you guys. You can just chuck the egg or just the steak with that, and then you're laughing. But if you want to pimp it up, which I just wanted to pimp it up a little bit for you guys, I'm going to add a bit of some colour. I'm going to get some colour in there so it looks good. So I'm going to do a bit of carrot, some shallots. Might even chuck in a bit of fried shallots in there as well. Again, just to make it look good, just for you guys, eh? Not too much, that'll do. Get some of the greener sort of bits, get that nice and fine. I'm going to slice up a little bit of chili as well, just a couple of them. Mushrooms, you can get all types of different mushrooms, whatever you would rather. I'm going to go with this mushroom. So with the egg, because I want to soft boil it, I want it to cool straight away. I'm going to cook it 6 minutes, and then chuck it straight into some icy water so it cools down, because everything's going to pretty much be ready all at the same time. So I want to make sure everything's, I want to make sure that doesn't keep cooking, and then it's pretty much ready to chuck straight in there. Now, that's obviously boiling. Get that in there with the soup mix. Alright. Get some of that flavour in there. So just chuck that, obviously finished boiling, and straight away into the icy water. So just to keep it again soft. Otherwise, if you leave it, it's just going to keep cooking, and you're going to end up with a hard-boiled egg. As I told you which part I wanted of the steak, I'm going to go right around here and get this part of the steak. Yeah, and as I told you, these bits, you know what you do? I'm going to slice that up. See, like I told you, nice and rare. That's how we want it. Cut that up nice and thin. Look at that, perfect. Nice and rare, like I said. And then that's just that little bit of the Volk addition, as I told you, to add. Ooh yeah. That's done. Now we got pretty much everything done. I'm going to chuck it all in there, make it look good, and then we laugh. Get a couple of the chilies in there. Is this good? Yes. Alright, so there you have it. Again, you don't need a soft boiled egg like that. You don't need the seaweed. Oh, the seaweed's sort of a staple. You got to do that. Don't need the chili, shallots, whatever. Don't even have to do it with the steak. But I'll show you what I mean with the steak. It's already, you see some of them on the side starting to cook that little bit. That's how we want it. Just like that. So I'm going to put that in there a little bit, and that'll cook. Oh, I'm happy to eat that by it is. But if you don't like it rare and you want to cook it that little bit, put it, dip it down in there, and let's get into it. I'm ready to get tasting of this. Mix some of that again. I'm going to get one in the middle right there. Oh, look at this. I've got chopsticks. I've got to get the chopsticks, right? Can't not do it with the chopsticks. So let's get a bit of everything. I might even get a bit of that. Oh, more than I needed, but that'll do. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Bit of soup. I might chuck a bit of this in there. Get a bit of chili in there. Ooh, just for you guys, I'm going to pimp that right out. Cheers. Beautiful. Perfect. Oh yeah. Woo! Look at that egg as well. Like I said, you can have it a little bit more cooked than that. I literally almost done it even less than 6 minutes, or just on 6 minutes. Put it cold straight away because I want it really runny. The only thing is when you have it really runny, it's going to be harder to obviously cut in half and get there. But I wanted to be able to get some of this heat, start to put that flavour on it. Whoops. And then it's going to slowly cook that anyway, as you can see. But I mean, even that runny yolk all going all through the soup. Perfect. So I'm going to cut that up with these. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, you ready for that? Get a bit of noodle with that. Bit of steak. Oh yeah. Alright, so there you go guys. Volk's Ramen Edition. Added a bit of steak, you know, got your soft boiled egg. A lot of that's obviously just your normal quick and easy ramen. The only thing that I probably added was that steak. And everyone knows I love my Vietnamese soups. Everyone knows I love my steak. So that rare beef that sort of was influenced by that. I know you usually got your pork and your chicken. You probably don't usually see your steak in there. So that's why I wanted to spice things up. You've seen how good that looks. That's something you can make, you know, for your girlfriend, for your wife, for the family. Made it taste delicious. And looks great. I thought that looked incredible. You know I'm not good at plating, but I thought that looked pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with that. But I'm going to get stuck into the rest of this food because I just ate. I just finished training, just did sparring and wanted to cook for you guys, cook this ramen. And I need to get that feed into me. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you enjoy. And if you do make this, please send me videos. Please comment, do all that. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I completely stuck this up because that's not a traditional ramen way or whatever. I know there's going to be some people that are going to want me to do it differently, but this is how I wanted to do it. But if you are going to do it yourself, please tag me and let me see your edition of your ramen. Again, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you. Till next time, love yous.